Alright, so it's September. I don't know what it is for a lot of people, but for me, September usually I correlate it with Suicide Prevention Month or like awareness, right? Suicide awareness. I remember thinking that I was always gonna do like videos at least for September. Because I remember making one. I put a lot of effort in it, and I think it's probably one of my favorite videos that I've ever done. But this time it's gonna be different. No fancy edits, no flashy edits, no script, no anything. It's just me off the top and what I think about it. Yeah, I don't have money for a coffee machine. All I got is instant. It's pretty good. It does the fucking job. A little bit of brown sugar. Also, a pro tip to people who drink instant coffee. If you don't know, you should melt the coffee first with just normal water, normal temperature water. If you put hot water immediately, that's when it gets burnt, and that's when it gets all sour and shit. Then it was only my girlfriend that told me that you're supposed to do that. And after that, I've been doing it ever since. Back to what I was saying. I remember when I was making that video, I was in a really tough spot. Actually, I did that video mostly for myself. I wasn't really thinking of doing it for other people. I want to talk about it, but it was mostly a selfish reason. It was basically a love letter to myself. I wanted to say that to myself. At a time, I was in a really, really, really shit spot, and even I thought about, I mean, obviously, people are not supposed to say that. People never want to say that, right? But I'm okay with it. I think I'm in a better spot now to actually openly admit that I tried. I mean, obviously, I failed them here, but if my mom's watching this, I know she's gonna hate me because, you know how parents don't ever want other people to see that their kids are like this, like that, blah blah blah. Well, I'm flawed. I'm a fucked up guy. I'm not perfect. I've done some bad shit. And if my parents are watching this, well, I'm sorry. But I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, a lot of people never want to say that because it makes them look weak, it makes them look pathetic, blah blah blah. But I'm completely okay with it, man. I remember being in that spot, and it was weird because if you're depressed or you're suicidal, there's a tendency where you kind of just want to tell everybody, you know what I mean? Indirectly, you know what I mean? I don't know. But now, I'm okay with saying it. I mean, I don't say it a lot. It's not like I say it to everybody that I meet. But the close friends that I do have, when we get into a conversation, I would openly say it, and the reaction is always they don't really know what to say. You know what I mean? Others would make it light, make it into a joke, and I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind. I'm out of it. And others would be mad at me. It's oh, you're so selfish, and I'm I get it, man. It's a complicated thing. It's not like a one size fits all type of shit. Not everybody's gonna react the same way. The reason I'm making this video is I remember talking about mental health and suicide awareness so much while I was going through a lot of shit. When I got better, when I got out of it, when I got out of that fucking hole. When I got better, I stopped watching, I stopped caring. I felt like it was a phase. I stopped caring, I stopped talking about it. I stopped advocating mental health and shit like that because I felt like I was out of it. I feel like I betrayed it, you know what I mean? It was all there when I needed it, and when I didn't, I just bounced. I don't want to do that. Let's see, we still have tobacco. This is not weed, okay? It's tobacco. Not weed. Mom, if you're watching this, it's not weed, it's just tobacco. This one's even vanilla flavored. I want to make it like an annual thing. I don't know, like for what reason, or people are gonna say that I'm diminishing like the idea of what Suicide Prevention Month is, or what September is, you know, or I'm diluting it. No, man. Or like just another fucking guy trying to jump on the train. No, it's not like that. It's just I was in it, you know. I was in the shit. Like September, the month, was made for people like me. You know what I mean? I'm not like one of those brands that just like, oh, it's Suicide Prevention Month, but then they start like releasing shit that includes it. Nah, it's not like that. Just I feel like I owe something to it. In fact, actually, I feel like the whole reason like this happened, I owe my life to it, is because like when I was going through so much shit, there were all these people and resources and writers and fucking YouTubers. They helped me go through a lot of shit. It's because like I didn't really have anyone back then. I kind of was doing it alone. Well, I didn't really have anybody, you know, and a lot of the people in my life were not equipped to handle somebody going through some shit like that. I mean, they say the same shit. You know, it's bad to be depressed. I mean, Filipino parents, they're very toxic. I remember like opening up to them that I was depressed. My mom was just like, what? You know it's wrong to be depressed? I'm like, oh wow, mom, I didn't know that. And then she told me, why don't you just be happy? I'm like, oh wow, I didn't think about that. Oh my god, thank you, mom, thank you. I'm very happy now. A lot of people in my life were not equipped to handle something like this. I mean, even I was not equipped. There were so many things that I don't know about myself. There are so many things about I didn't know of how I did things, why I did things, you know. Basically, like self-awareness was like almost zero to none. So I looked elsewhere. And I remember there were a lot of questions and all these like fucking feelings that I was like feeling, and I didn't know how to handle it, and I didn't have money for a fucking therapist and shit like that. So like I went outwards. I went online, I went internet, like I was desperate to figure out like what is going on here, like what the fuck is going on, why do I feel like this? That's the reason I'm making this video. I mean, probably it's not even gonna go anywhere. It's just me making coffee and rolling a cigarette. That's probably like the entire video. But I know how it feels to be in that spot, and I don't want to forget it. You know, I don't ever want to forget it. I owe so much to it that it would be wrong if I just forgot about it. I'm sorry if it seemed like I'm just rambling on and on and on and on, because I didn't really like think or plan this out. Just I woke up and I'm like, I think I'm gonna do a video about it. And yeah, and that's about it. And now I'm here. For some of the friends and some of the people that have seen my videos, they would say like, oh, you're so articulate, blah blah blah. You just talk on and on and on and on. You just have so much shit to say. That's impressive. I'm like, do you know how much fucking time I spend making myself sound like that? Like some days I feel like I talk like that. Most of the time I don't. It's scripted, man. There's a fucking script. Like bullet points, and I just like ad-lib or improvise, whatever. It's not all off the top of my head. I'm not that smart, man. I'm not that fucking articulate. I'm not like Ben Shapiro or like Jordan Peterson, where they can just like fucking and then 1,000 points later, you know. I'm not like that. I'm like this. Yeah. Man, I can usually roll okay. But like now I'm in front of this camera and some of you guys might be watching. It's like I'm getting like performance anxiety. And for the people who know how to roll a cigarette, or you know, something else, I actually lick my paper from the outside, not the inside. It's the same thing, man. People are like, oh, you're not rolling from the inside, and then nah, fuck it, man. It's the same thing. You smoke it, you smoke it. Look at that. See, that's yeah, how do I do this? Like that. Yeah, there we go. That's a pretty good roll. Look at that shit, man. It's pretty nice. I'm not an advocate for tobacco or cigarettes or any type of shit. Like I think it's bad. And my dad always used to say, fucking don't do what I do as I say. And I feel like I'm that too. I'm telling kids like, don't smoke, it's a fucking bad idea. Don't get addicted to nicotine. It's like the worst decision you can ever like do. But here I am, rolling a cigarette and telling people not to smoke. What a fucking joke. I'm a clown, man. For the smokers out there though, You know that nothing hits the same way like the first cigarette or the first nicotine hit in the morning, and then you pair that with coffee. Fucking like sometimes that's all you need, man. Cigarettes and coffee in the morning set you off the right way. Tastes like cheap shit, man. Just the way I like it. I know, like it's bad. Like how do you say? There's like a lot of YouTubers out there, like they never want to show this, right? Like I'm a guy with like 80 subs, man, and I'm pretty sure people really don't give a shit if you smoke or not. But like whatever, man. I'm not gonna pretend to be all clean in front of the camera and then like do a lot of bad shit outside. Like I feel like I don't want to be that. You know, I don't want to be a fake. If like the people who associate cigarettes with people who are bad, I don't know, man. It's on you, I guess. I just want to be real, unplugged, unscripted. If I could go back in time and then talk to myself directly, I'd like hold myself right to my face like that, just fucking grab myself like that, and say, yeah, definitely don't kill yourself. After I got out of it, that's when I started seeing things differently. I started seeing all the people around me. I started seeing like, oh yeah, life is hard, you know, but it's not that bad. If you enjoy it, if you don't let the bad shit get to you too much, life's pretty good. I mean, like I'm saying that, like I'm in a pretty tough spot right now, but I think I can finally admit that I'm happy. Yeah.